I apologize for not listening. I apologize for minimizing what you have to deal with every single day. I apologize for putting you through the garbage that I don't have to go through. You have had enough. You have been through enough. I'm sorry. I will never get it, but to you, I want to listen. I'm here. The U.S. is facing an ongoing problem that has had a major escalation lately. Racism has been an ongoing problem with this nation since it was born. Many have tried to fight it. The Civil War was born out of the slavery issue, and it was fought and won abolishing slavery and freeing the blacks. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. sought to equalize blacks and whites, and in the 90s, the colorblind movement was born to equalize and blur the color differences between the people in which the evangelical church adopted in many locations. But to date, these movements have continued to fail, and the racism environment continues to flourish in the United States. For the last few weeks now, the U.S. has been faced with several incidents involving race and its core of racism. This has been disturbing me greatly. As a result, I have spent a fair amount of time thinking through a response that would have meaning rather than weakening the message of the black people are trying to get it through. And so, here's my attempt to communicate something that both would be supportive and have impact. For I'm not an expert in racism, but I have been a racist. I've heard some say that they are with the blacks. I've heard some say that they are sick and tired of the violence. I've even heard a few say that they have been trying to compare the race protests that we've been having lately to the protests we had several weeks ago, the white men complaining that they had to wear a mask and stay at home. First and foremost, whatever I say will never be as important as what a black person has to say. We will never experience what they have to go through every single day. This is white privilege. I can go down the street and not have to be worried that I will be heckled or harassed, even by law enforcement. I can go into a store and not have to worry about someone thinking I'm up to no good. I can be in a group of people and not have to worry about them fearing me. This list goes on and on. But for the black person, they have to worry about this and a whole lot more. They have to worry about that someone will think that they are into bad. They have to worry for their very lives, even at the hands of law enforcement. This is something that I will never have to worry about. The idea of being colorblind to racism was an idea that had merit at the time, but it has failed. It fails to see that being white has its benefits, whereas being black or a person of color is dangerous. Because as much as a white person wanted to equalize skin color, different skin colors were treated very differently. Colorblindness also fails to recognize the response of the people of color to such iniquity. The first natural response is anger, and as that anger grows, the longer their plight is ignored. And that plight has been ignored for far too long. But what can we do as a white people? First, do not ignore the problem. That has been a huge issue with the blacks. Listen to them. Listen to every word they have to say. Truly listen. Do not try to add into their message. Be genuinely interested in what they have to say. And when they are being silenced, stand in the gap and speak up for them. Open the door for their message. This is more than just standing beside them. It is giving them the platform. And let them be angry. Do not minimize their anger. They are angry for a reason. It is valid. Because their anger has been invalidated for far too long. Right now, we are seeing massive protests happening across the U.S. and even around the world. It is because of this invalidation of their anger. But we also must remember that there are still racists among us. These are people that are targeting blacks and people of color. These are people that seek to discredit the marginalized. And these are people that seek to prove that they are superior. This fight against racism is hard. It almost seems too impossible. It will not simply go away. And at times, it seems like it's a useless battle. But we must not give up hope. It is hope that brings us peace. It is hope that will bring true equalization. It is hope that will save our brothers and sisters of color. So please join me in this fight to bring hope. Thank you.